Hello Zenith women, and welcome to your favorite Sigma female channel. Underestimate me at your own peril, because I don't fight battles, I end them. The Sigma female. She's the elusive powerhouse who values independence over approval and intellect over drama. While society fixates on alphas and betas, the Sigma woman operates in her own class, unbothered by hierarchies and unimpressed by power plays. The Sigma female is a rare breed, known for her resilience, quiet strength, and uncanny ability to handle situations with precision and grace. In fact, studies show that individuals who prioritize solitude and self-sufficiency are often more adaptable and resourceful under pressure. And make no mistake, crossing a Sigma female is a one-way ticket to finding out exactly what that looks like. Think of her as a lioness who doesn't need a pride. Crossing her isn't just a bad idea, it's a career-ending move. She's sharp, calculated, and disarmingly calm when confronted, which makes any attempt to outsmart her as doomed as bringing a spoon to a sword fight. Stick around, and you'll see why stepping on her toes is a mistake you only make once. Number 1. Forever 2 steps ahead. A Sigma female is like a master strategist who never takes her eye off the board. Even when everyone else thinks the game is over, she's always 2 steps ahead with a mental map of every move before it happens. Crossing her is like trying to sneak up on someone who's already expecting you and has probably set a trap. Her mind works in ways that few people even begin to understand. She processes everything around her with a near photographic memory and attention to detail that would make a detective jealous. She picks up on subtle cues, remembers conversations word for word, and is already sizing up your intentions before you even realize you've given yourself away. People who think they can get the best of her often feel confident, right up until they find themselves outmaneuvered and left wondering how it all happened so quickly. This is where her unique mix of foresight and patience comes in. She doesn't make rash moves, so she'll let you think you're in the lead while she quietly sets the stage. Then, just when you least expect it, she strikes with a level of precision that seems almost unfair. The truth is, she's seen the pattern before. Her mind is like a mental database of all the times someone has tried to pull one over on her, and she's learned to read every twist in the script. Her knack for anticipating what's coming next means she rarely loses, and honestly, she doesn't even have to fight hard. She just lets her opponents dig their own graves. Trying to cross a Sigma female is like trying to win a game you didn't even know you were playing. She's already holding the winning cards and you never saw them coming. Number 2. Will not fight battles publicly. A Sigma female doesn't need an audience when she handles conflict. She's not interested in petty drama or putting on a show, and she finds public confrontations pointless and a little embarrassing. When someone crosses her, she won't engage in loud arguments, big scenes, or social media feuds. Instead, she deals with it calmly, efficiently, and behind closed doors where she can work without interruption. Her approach is more like a quiet, strategic dismantling. She's in and out before anyone realizes what's happening. People who think they can provoke a Sigma female into a public fight are in for a rude surprise. Her quiet resolve is disarming, and the silence alone can throw people off. Most are used to reactions or emotional outbursts, so they're left wondering if she's unfazed or plotting something they can't see. Spoiler alert, it's the latter. She doesn't want the noise, she wants results. And she understands that subtle moves are often the most effective. By the time someone realizes the impact of crossing her, they're usually left picking up the pieces and wondering how things unraveled so neatly. She's all about precision over chaos, handling things in a way that doesn't even leave fingerprints. Her method is subtle, almost surgical, and it's this private style that gives her the upper hand. She's never going to leave a trail for onlookers to judge or gossip about, because she keeps her moves so quiet that by the time you feel the impact, she's already moved on. For the Sigma female, confrontation isn't about winning in the eyes of others. It's about moving forward, and she'll take her victories as quietly as she does her battles. Number 3. Deeply private and impossible to intimidate. Sigma females are masters of privacy, creating a layer of mystery that few can penetrate. Her life is like a locked room that she alone has the key to, and she keeps it that way not out of fear but as a form of strength. Unlike others who might overshare in search of sympathy or validation, the Sigma female is her own confidant, preferring to keep her thoughts, plans, and feelings guarded. Her private nature means that others are often left guessing about her intentions, her goals, even her mood. This control over her personal world makes her incredibly difficult to read, let alone intimidate. Attempts to shake her confidence or bring her down usually backfire because, frankly, she doesn't give people the ammunition. The average person's vulnerability often lies in shared fears, anxieties, or insecurities that others can exploit. But with a Sigma female, there's simply no open door. You can't break down walls that don't exist in the first place, and she has carefully fortified herself to be unaffected by typical power plays. She knows her worth and stands firm in her own values, so there's little that someone else's opinion could do to her self-image. This level of privacy also means she doesn't let anyone in easily, so attempts at humiliation, gossip, or pressure rarely even touch her. She operates on her own terms and is indifferent to what anyone else thinks of her. In a world where people are often driven by public approval, the Sigma female is a fortress of calm independence. Try to intimidate her, and you'll find it's like throwing stones at a mountain. She'll remain unshaken, simply watching as attempts to rattle her crumble without effect. Number 4. Possess an impeccable memory. Sigma females are known for their razor-sharp memory, especially when it comes to things that impact them deeply. Unlike most people who might let a slight or betrayal fade with time, a Sigma female catalogs it carefully, like a mental note she can pull up in perfect detail. She's not quick to react or impulsive, she's far too strategic for that, but she never forgets the words, the tone, or the exact circumstances of what went down. To her, every detail counts, and she files it all away with precision. Her memory is so exact that crossing her is like etching something in stone. It's not going anywhere. She's patient and doesn't jump to get even immediately. Instead, she watches, waits, and remembers. People might mistake her silence or calmness for forgiveness, but really she's just deciding whether it's even worth her time to address. If she chooses to respond, it will be on her own terms, and at the moment that's most advantageous for her. For those who think they can escape accountability, a Sigma female's memory makes her a formidable adversary. She's not holding grudges for drama or revenge. She's storing information for a time when it may be useful. This calculated approach means that anyone who wrongs her should think twice, because she remembers everything, and she knows precisely when and how to use it if needed. When she finally acts, it's not out of emotion but out of purpose. People often feel blindsided, not realizing she'd been keeping score all along. To her, every experience is a lesson, and every slight is simply information she might need later. Number 5. Value respect over approval. Sigma females move through life with a fierce sense of self-respect, which means they aren't interested in pleasing people for the sake of acceptance. Approval doesn't motivate them, nor do they care to win over everyone they meet. Unlike people who might change their behavior, tone, or even beliefs to fit in or gain favor, a Sigma female holds firm to her principles. Her confidence comes from within, and she's clear on who she is, so external validation doesn't factor into her decisions. What she does value, however, is respect, both giving it and receiving it. For her, respect is the mark of a meaningful connection. It's the acknowledgement of her boundaries, her standards, and her identity. This means that shallow compliments or empty praise won't mean much to her. She can spot insincerity a mile away. She expects others to treat her with the same respect she shows herself, and when someone fails to do that, she doesn't hesitate to pull back. Once lost, her respect is nearly impossible to regain. A Sigma female is not one to be won over with apologies or excuses. She has high expectations for how she wants to be treated, and doesn't forget when someone falls short. For her, respect is a form of trust, and if that's broken, it's often a permanent change. She might still interact politely, or even work with someone professionally, but that closeness and mutual regard won't return. People who seek her approval quickly learn it's a wasted effort. She doesn't measure her worth by anyone's opinion, and isn't easily swayed by charm or status. If someone wants to be close to her, Respect is the only foundation she considers, and once that's damaged, there's simply no going back. Number 6. Merciless with mediocrity. A Sigma female is known for her drive and high standards, not just for herself, but for those she chooses to surround herself with. She expects others to bring the same level of dedication and competence that she does. Mediocrity and laziness are foreign concepts to her. She's all about pushing herself and those around her toward growth, excellence, and meaningful outcomes. When someone comes into her sphere with a half-hearted attitude or sloppy work ethic, it's not just disappointing to her, it's unacceptable. To a Sigma female, every action should have a purpose, every commitment should be taken seriously, and every effort should be genuine. She doesn't waste time with excuses or look for reasons to justify someone's lackluster performance. Instead, she views it as a direct impact on her goals and values, something she simply won't tolerate. If someone on her team or in her circle consistently falls short, she won't drag them along or lower her expectations. In fact, she's likely to cut ties with the weak link altogether. This isn't because she's cold or unkind, it's because she values efficiency and integrity. To her, a job half done is worse than no job at all, and she won't compromise her standards just to make others comfortable. People who work with her or are close to her know they need to bring their best selves, as she believes that mediocrity is contagious and will undermine everything she's worked for. She's not afraid to make tough decisions and move forward without those who hold her back. In a world that often tolerates average, the Sigma female stands out for her unwavering commitment to quality. And if someone can't match her pace or ambition, they'll quickly find themselves left behind. Number 7. Turns adversity into fuel. A Sigma female doesn't crumble under adversity, she thrives on it. Challenges, setbacks, criticism, these aren't roadblocks for her, they're fuel. Unlike people who might be rattled by negativity or conflict, she absorbs it, processes it, and uses it to make herself stronger. When faced with a difficult situation, she won't waste time complaining or feeling defeated. Instead, she digs in, analyzes what went wrong or where the conflict originated, and turns the experience into a lesson she can use to move forward with even more purpose. Criticism, in particular, is something she takes in stride. While others might let negative feedback shake their confidence or feel the need to retaliate, a Sigma female listens carefully, picking out any valuable insight she can use to improve. If someone attempts to bring her down, she doesn't let it eat away at her. Instead, she channels that energy into a new goal or project, almost as if she's saying, "Thank you for the motivation." She knows that every setback is an opportunity to refine herself, to sharpen her skills, or to prove people wrong in the most satisfying way by succeeding even more. She's wired to see conflict and obstacles not as threats, but as stepping stones. Each challenge is just another chance to push her limits, to test her resilience, and to reinforce her determination. It's this ability to turn adversity into growth that makes her unstoppable. Anyone who tries to undermine her is only adding fuel to her fire, giving her yet another reason to rise above. She emerges from each trial stronger, more focused, and even more impossible to beat, proving time and again that adversity only makes her sharper and more formidable. Number 8. Rare combination of intelligence and intuition. Sigma females possess a unique blend of intelligence and intuition that makes them incredibly perceptive and almost impossible to fool. On one hand, they have sharp analytical minds. They're observant, logical, and able to process complex information with ease. But what truly sets them apart is the layer of intuition they bring to every situation. It's as if they can sense hidden motives or unspoken intentions, giving them an almost instinctive grasp of what's really happening around them. This rare mix of intellect and gut instinct allows a Sigma female to read people with uncanny accuracy. She doesn't just take things at face value. She looks deeper, picking up on subtle cues, body language, and inconsistencies in what people say versus what they do. This isn't guesswork. It's a skill she's honed, a combination of experience and acute awareness that helps her sense when something feels off. If someone tries to deceive her, they're usually caught before they even realize she's onto them. She's 3 steps ahead, already thinking through the implications, predicting their next move, and mapping out her own response. This foresight keeps her one step above the games and manipulations that others might try. Sigma females don't just read between the lines, they see the entire pattern, often before anyone else is even aware it's there. The combination of intelligence and intuition makes her hard to surprise or outmaneuver. If someone tries to pull a fast one, they're likely to find that she's already several steps ahead, calmly waiting with a plan. Her insight is her armor, her intelligence her weapon, and her intuition the compass that guides her, ensuring she remains steady, prepared, and always in control. Number 9. She values her time above all else. Time is the one thing a Sigma female values more than anything else. She doesn't have time to waste on unnecessary drama, unproductive relationships, or people who don't contribute to her goals. She operates with a laser focus, prioritizing what matters to her and cutting out anything that doesn't align with her vision. For her, every minute counts, and the idea of spending it on someone or something that doesn't bring value to her life is unthinkable. When someone proves to be a liability, whether through inconsistency, negativity, or laziness, she doesn't waste a second dwelling on it. She'll assess the situation, recognize the red flags, and without hesitation, move on. There's no guilt, no second guessing. If someone is draining her energy or hindering her progress, they're simply not worth her time. She knows that her energy and focus are precious resources that should be spent wisely, and she has no problem letting go of anyone or anything that doesn't measure up. This commitment to efficiency isn't about being cold or harsh. It's about self-preservation and maintaining the level of productivity she demands from herself. A Sigma female knows that surrounding herself with people who uplift and support her is crucial to her success, and anyone who slows her down is swiftly shown the door. In this way, she's fiercely protective of her time and determined to make every moment count. To waste her time isn't just a mistake, it's an automatic disqualification from her life. Number 10. Able to detach instantly. Sigma females have mastered the art of emotional detachment, a skill that makes them both enigmatic and unshakable. When someone crosses them, whether through betrayal, dishonesty, or disrespect, they don't linger in the hurt or the drama. Instead, they switch off the connection with a coldness that can be jarring to those on the receiving end. It's not a slow burn of resentment or a drawn-out period of frustration. It's an immediate, decisive cut. They simply choose not to invest any more emotional energy into a person who no longer deserves it, and they do so with such ease that it often catches others completely off guard. For those who thought they had a deeper bond with a Sigma female, this ability to detach can be a shocking wake-up call. One moment they might feel like a priority in her life, the next they're left in the cold, struggling to understand where things went wrong. The Sigma female doesn't feel the need to explain herself or justify her actions. She's already moved on. She's learned that clinging to emotional ties that don't serve her only drains her energy and holds her back. So she's quick to let go of anyone who no longer aligns with her values or goals. This indifference isn't a sign of weakness, it's a mark of strength. The Sigma female has no tolerance for emotional baggage that isn't hers to carry. She's not emotionally reactive. Instead, she's strategic. And if someone proves to be a negative influence, she's perfectly capable of shutting off all emotional ties in an instant. For others, it can be a brutal realization that their value in her life was conditional, and once they've crossed her, it's like they never existed. A Sigma female is a force of nature, unpredictable, independent, and impossible to control. Her blend of intellect, intuition, and emotional detachment makes her a powerhouse who refuses to settle for anything less than what she deserves. She doesn't chase approval, doesn't entertain mediocrity, and doesn't waste time on anything or anyone that doesn't add value to her life. Cross her, and you're not just facing someone who will fight back. You're facing someone who will simply walk away and never look back. What makes the Sigma female so extraordinary is her unshakable sense of self. She knows who she is, and that alone makes her impervious to external pressures. She doesn't need validation or support to keep going. She's fueled by her own inner strength and resilience. Her respect is earned, not demanded, and anyone who wants to share in her world has to meet the same high standards she holds for herself. To underestimate a Sigma female is to misunderstand her entirely. She doesn't play by anyone else's rules, and she certainly doesn't let others dictate her path. Her silence isn't weakness. Her confidence isn't arrogance. It's a reflection of someone who knows her worth and won't settle for anything less. Those who try to deceive, manipulate, or use her will quickly realize that she's already steps ahead, and they'll find themselves left behind, with nothing but the remnants of their own poor decisions. The Sigma female isn't just unbreakable, she's unstoppable. And those who try to cross her will soon learn that doing so is never just a mistake. It's a game they're bound to lose. If you've made it this far, you've likely caught a glimpse of what makes the Sigma female truly exceptional, her strength, independence, and unyielding sense of self. If you don't want to miss more insights like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join the community, because there's plenty more to learn about navigating life with the kind of confidence and clarity that only the Sigma mindset can bring. Don't just watch from the sidelines. Step into a world where strength, strategy, and intelligence reign supreme. Subscribe now and never miss a moment of the conversation. Thanks for watching, and bye.